Let's learn IIB. Today I will show you how I fixed an issue in SOAP service wherein mapping node produced empty payload. This is in continuation of my last video where I explain the issue and leave a hint to the root cause. Link in description. Here is the problematic response from SOAP service. We provide the required input and expect the output to be mapped, but we get an empty payload as shown on screen. Project with the defect and another project with the solution are both available in my GitHub repository, link in description. Now let's look at the solution. This picture shows you the expected response. How do we get from the problem to the solution? What information can we gather from the empty response body? Observe that the field customer bill does not hold namespace information. So the mapping node generated an output that does not contain namespace. Look at the input field customer detail. Here it is evident that it is expecting empty or blank namespace. But our SOAP request message had an explicit namespace in it. How do we fix this? You do not type the input and output fields of a mapping node. You instead select them from a list of existing model objects. In my last video, I gave you a hint that at this picture, you would see the root cause for the problem. Observe that the XSD which contains the input and output objects are under the default namespace. And the toolkit has created a WSTL gen wrapper.xsd file for the SOAP request and response structures with namespace. Solution to our issue is to add namespace to your existing schema. If you drag and drop the XSD in the default namespace to the other folder, it will cause errors. You have to manually type in the target namespace as shown in the picture. When you add target namespace at the top of the XSD file, you would cause errors at some other section of the XSD file. See example on screen. Prefix your references with TNS : and the errors would go away as highlighted on line number 40 and 41. Since you have changed namespace in your XSD file, your mapping node does not recognize the input and output fields anymore. Recreate your mapping objects and select the models with proper namespace and your errors will disappear. Finally, your error-free integration service should give you a result as shown here. Remember, mapping node has an auto map feature which is based on field names. Make use of it. What do you feel about mapping nodes? Where is it useful? And why is it not more popular than eSQL compute node? Reply in comments.